You all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming to the first meeting of the year, the Town of Patterson organizational meeting. Can we get a roll call?
Mr. Cook?
Here.
Mr. Rogan?
Here.
Ms. Smith? Here. Mr. Williams?
Here. Mr. Cook, you're up.
I'll make a motion that the town board approve the appointment of Hogan and Rossi as town attorneys for the year 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board approve Andre Skill as town prosecutor for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board authorize the supervisor to sign professional services contracts for town prosecutor and town attorney. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion that the town board authorize the supervisor to invest town funds. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I will make a motion that the town board approve the setting of salaries for town officials and employee as per the adopted 2020 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I will make a motion that the town board approve the designated dates for monthly town board meetings as per the attached schedule. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board approve the designation of official newspapers, Putnam County Courier and Putnam County Press. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board designate official depositories for all department, all accounts for 2020, Putnam County, is that National Bank, Mayapack National Bank, and the Putnam County Savings Bank. So moved.
Second.
All right, just for the record, it's PCSB. They got rid of Putnam County Savings Bank. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board authorize town employees to be paid on a bi-weekly basis as per the 2020 budget salary schedule. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board approves the setting of the mileage allowance at 57 cents per mile for mileage expenditures for town officials traveling to official schools and other official town businesses. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board approves the 2020 highway agreement for the expenditure of highway funds between the town board and the highway superintendent in the amount of $1,363,173 for the period of January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll
Russ,
make,
if you could come in tomorrow and we can sign that one as well. That one I don't have tonight.
I'll make a motion that the town board authorize payment by the supervisor in advance of audit of postage and utilities in accordance with section 119 of town law. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion that the town board appoint 5 members to the safety committee for 2020. Susan Brown, Margot Miller, Pete D'Andriano, Sean Rogan, Matt Chabarro. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
I'll make a motion that the town board approve the appointment of alternate member to the safety committee for 2020, Mr. Dennis Mays. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board appoint chairperson to the safety committee for 2020, Susan Brown. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion that the town board set the stipend for the chairperson of the safety committee as per the adopted 2020 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sean, you're up.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Eileen Fitzpatrick as the marriage officer for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Eileen?
Okay, I appoint Donna Ramos as deputy town clerk,
Okay.
and I appoint Donna Ramos as deputy registrar of vital statistics.
Great. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Janetta Grady as the H. Ted Bauman Park caretaker for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the town justices to employ court stenographers when deemed necessary in accordance with the 2020 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Tyler Whitcomb as the Veterans Park caretaker for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I will move to appoint Eric Voyers to a one-year term on the Veterans Park Advisory Board, or I'm sorry, for a 7-year term. I apologize.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd also like to move to appoint Eric Voyers as chairperson to the Veterans Park Advisory Board for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to appoint Lois Moss as the secretary to the Veterans Park Advisory Board for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd like to appoint Laura Russo as a member of the Putt Lake Advisory Board for a 7-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to also appoint Laura Russo as chairperson to the Putnam Lake Park Advisory Board for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Russ, you're appointing Margot Miller, right? So-
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't need a motion, right?
Nope.
No. Okay. Receiver of taxes. Who are you?
Yes, I'd like to appoint Sally Parfit as the deputy receiver of taxes.
Sally Parfit, Deputy Receiver of Taxes. Okay. And I'd like to make a motion to appoint Richard Williams Sr. to the New York State Grant Gateway, or as the New York State Grant Gateway Administrator for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Mary?
I'm up. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Susan Brown as the issuing agent of the parking permit for persons with disabilities for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Janet Ravo as assistant issuing agent of parking permit for persons with disabilities for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to appoint one member to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term, Mary Bodar. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Laura Zelenius as chairperson to the Zoning Board of Appeals for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Richard Saracelli as the environmental parts caretaker for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Richard Williams Sr. as the deputy ECI for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Donald Ferraro as the member to the Ethics Board for a 3-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Donald Ferraro as the chairperson to the Ethics Board for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Christina Rizzo as one member to the Board of Assessment Review for a 5-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Lynn Andretta as the chairperson to the Board of Assessment Review for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'd like to make a motion to set the stipend for members of the bar as per the adopted 2020 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Alan Jacknick and Mary Madsen as the dog control officers for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
I'd like to make a motion to set the hourly rates for part-time clerical and secretarial services from $10 to $14 per hour, depending upon the length of the service and/or experience. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. May I just pick up on these?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Kevin Butler to the Planning Board for a 5-year term. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like to also appoint Kevin Butler as the chairperson to the Planning Board for the 2020 calendar. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
I'd like to appoint Russ Goff as the administrator of Garbage Districts 1 and 2 and Recycling Center for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I move to set the stipend for the administrator of Garbage Districts 1 and 2 and Recycling Center as per the adopted 2020 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to appoint Margot Miller as the Administrative Assistant of Garbage District 1 and 2 and Recycling Center for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move to set the stipend for Administrator Assistant of Garbage Districts 1 and 2 and Recycling Center as per the adopted 2020 budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to appoint William Perugine as the Permit Checker for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to authorize the receiver of taxes to deposit into an interest-bearing account in the designated official depository for 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move to allow the town clerk to retain from previous year $100 petty cash. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like to move to authorize the town clerk to use a change bank in the amount of $100. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move to authorize the receiver of taxes to use a change bank in the amount of $100.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll move to allow the receiver of taxes to be authorized to maintain a rollover minimum savings account balance of $5. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I move to authorize Town Justice Michael Caruso to use a change bank in the amount of $100 and maintain a minimum checking account balance in the amount of $100. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move to authorize Town Justice Anthony Mollet to use a change bank in the amount of $100 and maintain a minimum checking account balance in the amount of $250. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move to authorize Recreation Department to maintain a petty cash fund of $300, a change bank in the amount of $350, and a change machine bank of $300. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to appoint court officers Brian Long, Michael Tazi, Michael Garrity, and Jorge Ortez for 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I would like to appoint Deputy Supervisor for 2020 Charles Cook, if he would be gracious enough to serve yet one more year, but try not to harass me as much as you did in 2019. I will appoint Patricia Brooks as Town Controller for 2020, and I will appoint Town Historian Larry Maxwell for the year 2020. All right, we do have a resolution here. It's a resolution we have to do every year. It's an acceptance in the form for undertakings for town officials. It basically acknowledges that myself and the town clerk, the highway superintendent, and the town controller are all covered by insurance against loss because we are all handling money. People have to do this when they first assume their position, their elected position, and it's good for the term. So there are some people who don't have to do it. With that said, I would like to introduce this resolution of acceptance in the form of the undertakings for town officials. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I do have one more thing that I would like to add to my agenda that was brought to my attention today. At the last meeting, we did a resolution setting the standard workday. Somehow the numbers were changed, and so we need to redo that. So I'd like to make a motion to rescind resolution R1219-07 that we adopted on December 18th, 2019. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'd like to make a motion to approve the standard workday resolution for employees for the town of Patterson for the year beginning January 1st, 2020. So moved.
Second, just a question.
Sure.
Do you know which numbers were changed? Because a lot of them look very similar to what we approved.
Somehow, the clerks to the town justices were listed as their normal, their standard workday as being 7.5 hours, which is what it was from last year.
Okay.
And we had agreed that we were going to change that.
Okay, thank you.
So that was the one change.
Thank you.
And we had to change the person signing the resolution.
Oh, okay.
Did we get a second on that?
I seconded that.
All
as
in
a
favor?
question.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And with that, I will move to go into executive session for
Second.
personnel.
Second.
Question, did you want to do that simple appointment?
Oh, yeah, no, I did forget that. Supervisor appoints the following committees for 2020: Recreation, Peter D'Andriano and Mary Smith, and the auditing committee will be the entire town board. Thank you for.
Sure, second.
bringing that up.
Or you appointed it, doesn't
I
matter.
appointed. That's my.
All righty.
All right, and with that, I'll make a motion to go into executive session for personnel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.